Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I am bringing you guys a brand new video on whether the FFAR is still any good in Warzone Season 4. Now I've been using this gun quite a bit on Rebirth and a little bit on Verdansk as well to give it kind of like a fair balanced test and see where it shines through, what the best class and attachments are for each mode, and the options you can kind of use it for. Is it a sniper support? Is it a close range? Is it a long range? All that good stuff. I'm going to cover everything that you need to know about the FFAR in this video, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of it for all those different tips and tricks as well as the best classes for it. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like on the video down below, and if you are new to the channel, drop a subscribe down below. We are pushing for 2k subs, so I'd love to have you here as part of the team. And other than that, as always, let's jump straight into the video here. So on screen you guys can now see the class that I've been rocking on Rebirth Island. This is kind of like my close range class. It's kind of optimized for Rebirth as a kind of like mid to short range, quick aggressive build, which is going to be like, you know, your close, super close range. Very, very fast TTK on this build. Really good recoil control for the FFAR, which is the main thing that kind of holds it back in general. So it's really good that it's got less recoil with this build, and it's quick, it's snappy, it competes with SMGs in terms of ready up time, but its ADS time is a little bit slower. That being said, it has got a good small hip fire spread, which means that it's very viable, and the TTK is up on a lot of the other weapons in the SMG and AR category, which means if you actually can get close to these enemies, you're going to shred through them. So anything from short to medium distance, this is going to be quite a dominant weapon. Now, as you can see here, we're running the agency suppressor. That just gives us the most bullet velocity and effective damage range, giving us that medium range dominance. Then putting on the reinforced heavy barrel, again, bullet velocity, horizontal and vertical recoil control, and effective damage range. But we're not putting on the task force because we don't want to hit the mobility and accuracy too hard, with it being a short range gun as well. So we've gone just for the reinforced heavy there. We've then gone for the field agent grip under here. That reduces the recoil as much as possible for this weapon, which is really nice, obviously paired with the barrel there. Salvo 50 on fast mags. Now this does affect the ADS time a little bit, but because the ADS time overall is decent on this weapon, with this one it makes it so it's like not quite as good, but the reload's a lot faster. It's up to you. If you'd prefer to just run this Stanag 50, you will get a slight boost to the mobility, but it's not enough in my opinion to warrant not using a fast mag, so I just throw on the fast mag instead. And then obviously we've got the serpent wrap on the back here. This is for ADS time. You could throw on the airborne elastic wrap if you prefer to. Gives you a little bit more control but a little bit less mobility, so for me I stay away from that and just throw on the serpent wrap. If you feel like you're not wanting a wrap, I would recommend using the Raider stock. It gives it more sprint to fire time and it'll make it a more SMG like rather than a hybrid mid to short range. It'll just make it more of a short range dominant weapon. Entirely up to you what you prefer there, but that is the best one for Rebirth Island. Now moving on to a long range build. This can be long range for Verdansk, mid to long range, or it can even be a mid to long range for Rebirth if you play further back. Depends on your playstyle obviously for that one, but Verdansk, this one sets through as a long range AR very nicely, and this is the class that you're going to want to be running. You've got the agency suppressor and the reinforced heavy again. You can actually throw on the task force for this class. I'm going to go ahead and do that because you need less mobility generally as a long range build, particularly if you're going to pair this with like an SMG. Then you're going to have a lot more mobility on that weapon, and this is going to be like your long range firing. So I would go for the task force, but if you are finding it a little bit too restrictive on the mobility, then go ahead and throw the reinforced heavy on. Again, we're throwing the field agent grip on the bottom there, the Stanag 50 on the ammunition, but this time not the fast mags, just a regular 50, because the ADS time we could do with being a little bit further up because we're getting less mobility from the barrel. And finally here we're throwing on the Axle 3x optic just to give it that long range capability. This is a really nice, very fast, very laser beam class, which is surprising because the FFAR towards the end of Season 3 Reloaded was kind of seen as quite a bouncy option. It's actually pretty good this season in terms of like laser beaming. With this setup here, you're going to be able to hit a lot of shots, and I think that's thanks to the barrel overhauls, which actually do reduce horizontal and vertical recoil control on the task force now, so it makes it kind of a lot more of a steady option, which is super nice and makes this gun very viable. Finally here I've got for you guys the close range SMG style FFAR build that we all know and love, but it's a little bit different now. So a lot of Season 3 and Season 3 Reloaded was dominated by the FFAR, and people were running this kind of hybrid SMG AR similar to the first build I showed, cross between this one, but this is going to be exceptionally good for very close range situations. If you're going to be running this with a sniper, I would go for the first build. That's more of a sniper support with a bit of range in there. This is more of an SMG only variant, but it works super well. The TTK is really quick, which is nice, and you've got a ton of ammo capacity and good range on it as well, just by default of the fact it's an AR, so you can hit those 60-70 meter kills very easily, which makes this gun really nice. Now what we're running this time is the suppressor again. That gives us extra ADS time, extra bullet velocity, and better sprint to fire time. Really nice. Okay, the ADS time isn't increased by this, but it isn't reduced like it is with the agency suppressor, so it's better for close range. Reinforced heavy barrel on there again, just for the bullet velocity, damage range, recoil control, but not quite as much mobility hit as the task force, so it's really nice. It's what we want. We've got Tiger Team on there for the ADS moving speed and obviously your movement speed in general. Really nice for a quick SMG style build. Bruiser grip on the front then for the movement speed and hip fire accuracy. Again, if you're going to be hitting this as your SMG option, you might be running with a Krig, with a FFAR, with a C58. This is what you want for movement speed, which is why I've got 2 attachments there that increase that so that it's effectively filling that SMG role where you can move around quickly, which is really good. Then obviously finally pairing this with the Stanag 50. Again, not the fast mags on this build, just the regular 50 because we don't want to hit the ADS time down too much. So this just kind of rounds it off nicely while still maintaining the most ammo you can possibly get. And that is going to be a really, really good build in terms of being able to hit off a ton of people at SMG range. Again, with the Bruiser grip, that increases your hip fire accuracy as well. Super good because it makes it more of a SMG style weapon as opposed to an AR, which is really, really nice. Personally, I prefer the last build and the first build. The long range build is kind of nice, but because I'm playing a lot of Rebirth right now, it doesn't really come into play as much as the first one and the last one. But it's entirely up to you and your playstyle. Let me know in the comments what you think to the FFAR. Which one of these builds are you going to be rocking? And also, drop your best builds for any gun in Warzone. Preferably not the meta builds, because something random you could be using. I'm going to try out some of your best builds and put them in a video as the best community made builds for Warzone Season 4. So let me know yours. It could be featured in one of my upcoming videos. So it'd be great to get your input in the comments below. Other than that, as always, if you have enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like on it down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe with notification bells on. We've got lots of banger videos coming up, so make sure you don't miss out on those. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.